This shit ain't for kids, bro. What up everyone, it's your boy X-Manny87 here, bringing you another Marvel Legends video, and what I have for you today is the Marvel Legends Gamerverse Avengers Wave Abomination Build-A-Figure Series MACH-1 action figure review. Before I get into everything, if you could please leave a like rating on the video, it'll help show your support for my channel and I greatly appreciate it. Now with that said, another figure I've been looking forward to in this wave, 90s Thunderbolts in the house. Where are my 97 Thunderbolts fans at? First, I'm going to hit you with a little bit of that X-Manny87 story time, then we'll dive in and take a closer look at MACH-1. Abner Jenkins, formerly known as the Beetle, created by Stan Lee and Carl Burgos. 30 years later, Kurt Busiek and Mark Bagley reinvented the character for the Thunderbolts, first appearing as MACH-1 in Incredible Hulk Volume 2, Issue 449 in 1997. Baron Zemo was forming a new Masters of Evil when majority of the world's heroes were sacrificing themselves to stop Onslaught. Abner took up the identity of MACH-1, an acronym standing for Mobile Armored Cyber Harness. Their main goal was to gain the trust of the people and gain access to dangerous equipment that'll help them take over the world. During this time, most of the villains as heroes were starting to love the recognition of respect and admiration they were earning in their new roles. This hero role seemed to sit well with Abner and shortly developed a romantic relationship with Melissa Gold, aka Songbird. Songbird became an even bigger influence on why he wanted to keep the straight and narrow path. This displeased Baron Zemo. Encountering Black Widow, who cornered the couple, suspected the Thunderbolts' villainy. Discovering the couple's true intent, Widow related to them on the story of redemption on how several Avengers themselves were once villains turned to the light. This made Zemo expose and ousted them. MACH-1 stood up for his T-Bolt's teammates' heroic commitments. Former Avenger Hawkeye became leader of the team and tried to broker a deal with the government to get some of the villains pardoned for their crimes. Part of the deal was for Abner to turn himself in for a murder he committed when he was Beetle. His love for Songbird made him turn himself in, even though she offered to flee with him. After serving time, Abe turned to the Fixer on an identity change. Abe's new face caused problems with his girlfriend Songbird as the Fixer transformed him from a Caucasian to an African American, but then she grew used to the change. His change reverted back to normal and decided to stay working with the Fixer. He now rejoined the Thunderbolts to keep his promise to Songbird, dedicating himself in being a better man, and kept upgrading his armor constantly by improving his armor to match his goodwill from MACH-1 all the way to MACH-10. As for his power set, Abner does not have any superpowers, as it's his skill set of mechanic and engineering that he is able to make such armors. As MACH-1 through MACH-4, the suit's power granted superhuman strength, durability, flight, just as the Beetle suit did. However, instead of the insect-like powers of his Beetle armor, this new suit contains a variety of different weapon systems. In other media, MACH-1 has appeared in the Avengers Assemble cartoon. As for merchandise, he appeared as different Beetles in the Marvel Legends line. The character died in Thunderbolts number 12, Return of the Masters Part 3, Broken Toys, and has appeared in a total of 572 issues. Now to take a closer look at the head sculpt, we get an awesome helmet design, and I really like the nice red and blue paint that we get here with the white. And just a nice sculpting overall. You can tell like some of the design work right here, and the blue in the middle right there. It's newly sculpted and beautiful throughout. And you get an antenna here, which is pliable, and you get that nice metallic blue color. You get some bumps right there. And you get the visor here in a red painted color. Gets a little fuzzy right there in the middle, but no biggie. One thing that would have pushed this head sculpt over the top would be if this visor was translucent instead of just painted on. So if it was translucent, you can see his eyes behind the helmet. That would have been amazing. Now looking at the rest of the body, he's on that ultimate Beetle buck, painted mainly in two tones of metallic blues, so it looks very nice. You get this newly sculpted harness layered over the upper torso, and it's a nice bright white color with the Thunderbolts logo right there on the right side of his chest, so that's really cool. The red isn't filled in all the way, but at least there's nothing that looks bad like paint bleeds or anything like that. And the shoulder pads are pliable, so it does not hinder any of the movement for the arms, so just giving you the heads up, if you leave them like this pose for a long time, you're definitely going to warp these shoulder pads, and you get this very bumpy like feel with these like little balls all over his shoulder and his chest. Now looking at the wings are pretty cool. You got this nice metallic blue color inside, and then it's all white, so you get a nice sculpt with it as well. So you get these lines sculpted around the outside on the edge there, and then you get this nice jetpack in the middle, or whatever you want to call it. But yeah, again, pretty cool sculpt, and it looks like these rocket missiles are on the top right there. Also, the wings do not detach from the figure. It is attached to this harness, so you're not going to be able to remove it. But it would have been awesome if these wings couldn't somehow fold back. I was hoping for that, you know, just to get some dynamic flying poses, but this is what you're going to have to work with. Still, you know, looking at him from the front, you know, it's still a nice looking figure. Looking at the arms, again, this is another look at that beautiful two-tone metallic colors of blue. And yeah, you get the Ultimate Beetle arms. The hands are not the Ultimate Beetle arms, they're just regular hands, and they're gripping hands. They're not even close-fisted hands. Oh man, I don't know why they chose to go this route instead of the close-fisted hand. Looking at the rest of the body here, the lower torso is a new piece, so it is not the same from the Ultimate Beetle or even the Ultron from the 3-pack. And then again with that beautiful two-tone metallic blue. I just love the paint colors on this. Absolutely beautiful. One of the things that make me worry about this body mold is that the Ultrons and Ultimate Beetles had an issue with the right leg. They would just snap off. So I did an army build of like 10 of these guys, and at least 3 or 4 of them broke on the right leg. And my Ultimate Beetle, as you can see, yeah, that leg is broken, and that just... it sucks. So if anyone has a spare Ultimate Beetle, they're looking to sell me, just hit me up, DM me on Instagram, because I'm looking to get a new one. Hopefully there's not an issue with this guy. From what I feel, it is nice and sturdy, but then again, I felt that with the Ultimate Beetle and those Ultrons, and it still snapped. So just gonna be very cautious with how I handle him. Beautiful, beautiful paint job going throughout. And I really like that for the feet, they gave them like regular looking shoes instead of those Ninja Turtle two-toe looking feet, because that's how it really looked in the comics. And there you have your close look at MACH-1. So MACH-1 here is another comic figure that gets robbed of accessories in this wave, but don't worry, I got you. As of course, I always find a way to accessorize my figures to make them more fun. So let's address the biggest problem with this figure, which probably most people are going to have, is the hands. They're not close-fisted hands. Easy. His fellow wave mate right here, Marvel, all you gotta do is just swap the hands. And if you want to do like a blasting pose, it looks more natural with a closed fist. Another option of blue that you might want to go with is Nova. I think the blue would go well. But yeah, look at these closed-fisted hands. They just look so much better with this figure. Now, some other cool things you could do with this guy is if you have the Deluxe Black Widow, you know, you can use this as a blast effect. The small explosion effect, you can use it as like a blast off effect and just kind of tuck it underneath his wing like so. Another thing I want to show you is effect pieces. He has 0 effect pieces. So I did find the muzzle effect that came with White Rabbit. By the way, in my Black Widow Deadly Origin review, I said that was the first time we get muzzle shots in a Marvel Legends figure. I was actually wrong. It's actually White Rabbit, but you know, yeah, I just wanted to throw that in there. But you can actually port that in like so, and then boom! How awesome is that? So you get a muzzle effect or blast effect to decorate your MACH-1 figure. As well, if you want to go bigger, then I would say if you have the Overwatch Anna figure, I believe, she comes with this blast effect for her rifle. I believe it was Anna. And you could just port that in on the other end, and boom! I definitely use this in a pic, so look out for that. It might look like it's upward in an angle, but there's ways to work around it, you know, especially if he's like flying. There are definitely ways to work around it. And then lastly, if you want to give him something for his rockets, another Overwatch figure, I believe it's Soldier 76. He comes with these this trifecta rocket effect, and all you gotta do is kind of just port that in near where the rockets are, and boom, look at that. Wow, that looks freaking awesome. So yeah, this was fun. Let me know what was your favorite accessory in this segment. Now, to cover articulation with MACH-1, his head moves that far up. It does touch the backpack, but I don't think it's enough to really hinder his movement. His head looks up a good amount, and it looks down. It moves left, right, and it slightly pivots. His arm moves all the way up. Again, those shoulder pads are pliable, so they don't hinder it. It moves up and all around. No, not really. It doesn't move all around because of these wings. I really wish these wings folded back. But you got the shoulder swivel, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows that bend in past the 90-degree mark. Awesome. You got the wrist swivel and the wrist hinge. You got an ab crunch that moves that far forward and that far back. You got a waist swivel. You got his legs that move that far apart and that far up and that far back, so you could get a full frontward split. Very nice. It rocks around. Thigh swivel, double jointed knees, and no heel to the MACH-1 butt. And you got the ankles that move up that far, down, and he's got that all around ankle pivot. Now for some comparisons, here is MACH-1 next to his Beetle armors. Now to compare him with some of his teammates from the past, either Thunderbolts or Masters of Evil, here he is next to Citizen V, and here he is next to his Love Boo Thang, a Songbird. Here he is next to Blizzard and Speed Demon. Here he is next to Tiger Shark and Radioactive Man. Here he is next to Thunderbolts Crossbones and Man Thing Build-A-Figure. And finally, here he is next to his fellow Wavemates Leader, Marvel and Rage, which I recently reviewed. Alright, and now to wrap things up, my final rating is an 8 out of 10, and this is the 4th straight figure to get an 8 out of 10 final rating for me in this wave. Something about those lovely two-tone metallic blue colors that make my eyes attach to it so hard, in the same way I was attached to the 97 Thunderbolts team. These past 5 or so years, we at least get 1 to 2 Thunderbolts characters a year, and it's something I'm always looking forward to getting one each year. I'm always thinking, who's next? I'm extremely happy they are getting around to characters from different Thunderbolts eras, and it makes me think that someone at Hasbro is a big T-Bolts fan, and that's a good thing. It shows they are passionate and they care for us to complete our teams. MACH-1 is a great example of that in this wave. This figure was fun to take pics with and stand alongside Songbird and Citizen V. I wish the wings were articulated to fold back or up and down. No accessories again, as all the comic figures got gypped in this wave, but as I showed you earlier, I always find a way to accessorize my figure. I know how to have fun with my figures to raise that fun factor. I'm going to take pride in displaying this guy in my Thunderbolts shelf. Overall, just another good figure. So now I kick it back to you guys. What do you guys think of MACH-1? Did I make him look more fun in my accessory I got you segment? What 90s Thunderbolt character would you like to see next in Marvel Legends? A Meteorite, Techno, and an Atlas Baf would be freaking awesome. That was my review. Please drop a like rating on the video. Comment, we'll chat about it. Follow me on Instagram if you haven't already. Link is in the description below. Get your Marvel Legends Gamerverse Avengers wave at Big Bad Toy Store. Link is in the description below. Check out xmanny87.com to view my photo gallery. Hit that notification bell so you always know when my videos are up. Share and subscribe if you're new. Enjoy the pics at the end of the video. See you on the next review. Peace, peace.